Yeah, once again, very good morning and thanks for joining. Okay, as part of today, so now from today onwards, we are going to start, as discussed yesterday, also we are going to start complete cloud part. So we have covered so far many things in on-premises. Okay, now we are going to moving ahead, a step ahead, where we wanted to build the clusters, where we want to build the always on availability groups. So instead of practicing, if your laptop is a little bit comfortable, you can do everything practice on your laptop by building the VMs, virtual machines. If you think that your laptop is not that much compatible to build the VMs, to spin the VMs, okay, no worries. We can build the VMs, we can spin the VMs over the cloud as well. Okay, almost nearby. Only couple of changes you will notice when you especially go to the cloud. What are those changes? How to overcome those changes? Especially when you go for building the clusters in clusters or always on in the cloud part, we are going to cover that part as well. Now, first, before we move into all that technical concepts, first start with what is cloud computing. Okay, so so today we are going to cover how the IT infrastructure working before cloud computing. Okay, that's what and history and evaluation of the data centers. How hard to maintain the data center. That's we are going to and impact of the virtualization we are going to discuss, along with the types of cloud computing like private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, and uh, and also we are going to discuss about IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS model. Mostly, you everyone heard that okay, when you especially go to the cloud, we are having three different service models like IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. What are the services will comes into the picture? All that part we are going to cover. And maybe tomorrow we are going to discuss about service offering by the Microsoft. What are the services Microsoft is offering, and how to create a free trial subscription, uh, how to create the resource group, all the stuff we are going to discuss tomorrow. So that by today and tomorrow, we will complete the base concept, and then Saturday and Sunday, we are going to cover how to build the VMs, how to build the Windows VMs, how to build the Linux VMs, okay, and how to build the networks. So 2 days we are going to cover, and from Monday onwards, we are going to start the Windows failure clusters. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Now, so first thing, before cloud computing, sir, assume there is no cloud computing in a traditional on-premises. A traditional is nothing but on-premises. Now, whatever the resources we are specifying, like everything we need to take in care, like infrastructure building, hardware resource gathering, you need to build a massive infrastructure, and you need to purchase the hardwares, you need to purchase the softwares, and you need to purchase the software integrations. Okay, like middleweights for our understanding, and you need to recruit the different teams. Okay, you need to recruit the Windows team, you need to recruit you need to recruit the network team, you need to recruit the security team. So you need to recruit the different teams. Okay, and one of the most is security consideration. That is our first priority, where we need to protect our data. And mostly when you especially go for on premises, it's a little bit time consuming process, especially in on premises when you compare with the cloud. And one more, yesterday also we discussed, one of the most important is scalability. Okay, like for example, sales time and implementation challenges. If you wanted to implement something in the on premises, it may take longer time than expected with the cloud. When you expect with the cloud, it may take longer time. So these are all the challenges we are facing when you especially go for the on premises. Like one of the major is infrastructure, one more is okay scalability, one more is time consuming, one more is cost, because you need to do everything because it's our premises. Everything we need to control, including security, including purchasing the hardware, software, okay, purchasing the license, handling the license, okay, recruiting the different teams, maintaining the massive infrastructure, rich infrastructures, Okay, this all we need to handle. Everything we need to handle. There is no one will come here to in on premises. So now this is a little bit expensive, a little bit time consuming process. Okay, and one of the massive drawback is scalability. Okay, to overcome all this one, now industry is looking little bit forward to the cloud. Before that one, okay, see before cloud. So for example, you wanted to host a website. You wanted to host a website. So first, what you need to do, you need to purchase a stack of servers where you need to store your data. Where you need to store your data. That's the one thing. Next thing is you need to monitor the servers and you need to maintain the servers. You need to monitor the servers. You need to maintain the servers. Means you need to maintain the infrastructure. You need to maintain the infrastructure. And also one more important thing is whenever there is a heavy traffic, high traffic, you need to purchase the more servers basically. Like for example, sales time. You need to purchase the little bit more servers. More servers. So before cloud computing, so what we are going to do means we need to purchase the stack of servers, we need to monitor. Apart from recruitment, what are the softwares, hardwares we are going to use, sir? This is the high level to understand. Okay, a simply high level. So what are the things we need to specially taken care if you wanted to host a website, if you wanted to host a application, what are the things? These are all we need to handle basically we need to handle. To overcome this, we are now industries, most of the industries like 60 to 75% industries are looking over the cloud to deploy their services, to deploy, to move the data, okay, to reduce the cost. Like, so for example, if you wanted to take the backups, for example, backups, sir, instead of taking the backups in the local disk, why can't you take the backups in the cloud? Either it can be AWS storage, Azure storage account. Either it can be AWS S3 buckets. In AWS, we will keep in the S3 buckets. In Azure, we will keep the data in the storage account. Almost both are similar only, but which is having different unique responsibilities. So that's a one thing why industry is looking majorly. Yesterday also we discussed why the industry is looking to move the cloud is nothing but to maintain the data centers. To maintain the data centers is not a easy, sir. It's a little bit hard to maintain the data center. You can see the good data center which is properly arranged. So technically you need to call it as a rack. Okay. Each rack contains the is servers, network, its own power supply, its own network. Okay, this is the rack which contains the servers, which contains the switches, like switches along with the power supply, along with the network. But mostly they won't keep the storage here, sir. Storage they will keep in a separately in the sandbox. Okay, in the massive sandbox they will keep the storage. So these are only servers which contains the common network, common switches, common power supply. Everything will be common. So these are all the racks we'll call it as, and these are the good data center which is well arranged. But when in olden days, this is how a data center looks like. When you get a chance to go inside to see, this is how the data center looks like. Some data centers are very good, some data centers are very ugly. So bottom two are little bit ugly. uh, Whenever we see that, we are gone. Especially which server which wire is mapped, which server which network is mapped. It's very difficult, right, to see, identify as well. Agree, everyone? Okay, so
Yes.
that's what, sir. To maintain the data center is a one of the, like in a different way. If I am example in a different way, so these are all the innovations are basically now. Earlier olden days, like if you go for 10 to 15 years, 20 years, 30 years ago, okay, they started building a small data centers. Okay, small data centers, and they started loading their application or their websites, or they're spinning the data, everything they're doing with the small data centers in olden days. If you go for that, is the first our innovation. Next, our innovation is once you start the build the data center, now you need to maintain the data center, right? Like power management, capacity planning, storage maintenance, managing the performance, monitoring. All these are under our control only, basically. So you power, that's a one important capacity planning. Not SQL server. Don't think about SQL server, okay? Forget about SQL for a while. Capacity planning, storage management, managing the performance, monitoring. This is also one of the biggest challenges where we are facing, struggling to maintain a data center. This is all we need to control basically. Means not us, sir. This, whoever maintaining the data centers. So next innovation, if you go for next innovation to maintain the high availability, to maintain the high availability means if one server goes down, so if something happened, if one server goes down, okay, if the server goes down, okay, no worries, I'm having one more server which will take the responsibility. Like you know about log shipping, you know about mirroring. Okay, we are going to discuss clusters and always on maybe next week onwards. So if this server goes down, no worries, I'm having one more server. If this server is goes down, no worries, I'm having one more server. If all the servers are in the same data center, if all the servers are in the same data center, if entire this data center went down, now the challenge will start. So to maintain the high availability is also our responsibility only, like organizing the managing the power, network, storage, backup, reports. These are all our we are going to take in care. Even this is the next innovation for us, but this is all under our control only, sir. Basically, we are going to maintain the data. We need to maintain the data center. We need to maintain the high availability. Okay. To okay, if suddenly someone decided, okay, if something happened to this entire data center, what is our next? So for that, our next is they introduced. Hey, hey, come on here. Slides are on. Hmm. Okay, disaster recovery. If something happened at the data center level, if something happened at data center level, no worries. Okay, I'm having one more data center which is available in different location, like data center design, including the router, switches, power firewalls, storage systems, servers, and application delivering the controls. So disaster recovery is a very through process to purchase the powerful computers and make then work as a single computer service at the different location. So DR is nothing but it is working in a different location. That's it. Okay, it's like how your primary data center looks like. Your DR site also looks like same only, but that will be in the different location. That will be in the different location. If suddenly something happened, we can't predict anything, right? Maybe that can be human made mistakes, maybe that can be natural disaster. If suddenly something happened, okay, no worries, I'm having data in the different data center. If suddenly something happened to the entire data center, I'm having a data center at the different location. So for your understanding, for your example, when we are working with one of our project, we are having two data centers, massive data centers in US. One is in Houston, one is in Dallas. Over one day, suddenly everyone is reaching us. Every application team is reaching us. Hey, we are not able to access. We are not able to access. So we got multiple pings from the different application teams. They are not able to access. Then when we went to the servers to access, we are unable to access the server. We are unable to access the server. All the servers at a time, we are not able to access the servers. Then we immediately we reach out to the store Windows team. Then when we checked, hey, complete Houston network is down. So can you? Unfortunately, the failure is not happened. Unfortunately, the failure is not happened, and Dallas is not coming to primary. The servers which are acting as a primary, which are not coming online. That's a one of the biggest challenge. See, that's what nature can do anything. So suddenly entire Houston network is down. That is one of our primary data center is completely down because network is down. And now Dallas will take the responsibility basically. need to be take the responsibility. So if suddenly something happened to the suddenly something happened to the a primary data center, no worries, we are having data in the DR site with the same kind of routers, switches, firewall, storage, servers, applications, everything, sir. It will be almost similar only. Clear? This is our next innovation. They started developing the data center, they started developing the high availability, they started developing the disaster recovery, and they started designing the virtualization. Means they will purchase the massive server, massive CPU. They will purchase the massive server, okay, which contains like, for example, 64 cores of CPUs and 512 GB of RAM. They purchase one massive server. On top of the massive server, either they can use Oracle VirtualBox, VMware, hypervisor. So we are having different tools to build the VMs on top of the massive server. Okay, first they will purchase a massive server. On that, they will build the Oracle VirtualBox or VMware or hypervisor. Okay, Hyper-V, and from there they will build the operating systems. It can be Windows operating system, it can be Linux operating system, it can be Mac operating system. Okay, it can be anything, sir. Okay, it can be anything. So this is our primary server. These are all the virtual servers. If something happened to this, all the VMs will be get affected. And mostly in real world, we are going to use all the virtual machines. So like 80 to 85% we are using the virtual machines. Only 5 to 10% we'll use the physical servers. Maximum 90%, not 80 to 90, almost 85 to 90% will use the virtual machines. Even when you go for cloud also, we are going to build the virtual machines. So in the backend, they are also going to purchase the massive. From there, we are going to build the servers. This is our one more innovation till now, so far. Now they started, okay, with a different innovation. Data center in the shipping containers. So there is a container, a massive container, where this container is contain the servers, routers, networks, switches, firewalls, everything there it will be. Okay, and you can ship the container from one place to another place. Okay, yeah, getting, and it's also more secure, sir, more reliable, more secure. Okay, data centers under container, and you everyone already know that. Okay, data center under the sea, water. Everyone knows, right? I think I already shown you, no?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay. I don't want to repeat the same. Okay. So data centers under the ocean, water, under the water, because oxygen is good for human beings. Oxygen is not that much good for the computers. So when you place the servers under the water there will be less oxygen level, oxygen level. So you can see 1/8% of less failures when you compare with the data centers over the top of the land, when you compare with the under the water. So they are going to keep the data center under the water. They will build the data center under the water. They will build the container and they will keep that container under the deep water, and every 3 years they will again bring that container out to the ground, and they will do all the maintenance. Again they will keep the container over to the under the water. These are all the innovations are basically. And now you know that Docker is a container, Kubernetes is a container. So you can build the Docker containers, you can build the Kubernetes containers. On top of Docker containers you can build the SQL servers. On the Docker containers you can build the clusters. On Docker containers, you can build the always on availability group. In the Kubernetes also, you can build the VMs, you can spin the VMs in the Kubernetes containers, you can build the clusters, all the stuff you can do in the Dockers and Kubernetes. All these are the advanced level, one by one, we are innovation. Even when you go for even when we discussed a PaaS platform, how Microsoft is doing all the stuff by when you we are just creating the SQL DB, and we are creating the just MI in the background. What Microsoft is doing behalf of you, Microsoft is spinning the clusters. Microsoft is spinning the always on availability group. Microsoft is spinning in the containers. We are just deploying the services, but Microsoft is doing almost 80 to 85% of work. We are just doing 15% of work, 10 to 15% of work when you especially go for PaaS platforms. Okay, we'll get to know, sir, one by one. Yep, clear questions? Where we are standing currently, we are standing under containers. Now, so as you already know that, so when you especially go for the cloud platform, these are the massive cloud providers. Technically, you should call it as a cloud provider, sir, like telecom providers, internet providers. Okay, how you are calling as a telecom providers, internet providers. Okay, like same you need to call it as a cloud providers. These are all the cloud providers like Microsoft Azure, Amazon Services, AWS, Google Cloud, GCP. Okay, like Alibaba Cloud. There are lots are again, but these are the three massive cloud providers throughout the global. What topmost is AWS, followed with Azure, followed with the Google Cloud. Our grandfather is AWS, sir. First, the cloud services started by the AWS, then followed with Microsoft, then followed with other providers, whatever in the market. So each providers is having their own data centers in different regions. Okay, different regions. When you especially go for AWS, AWS is also having two data centers in India. One is in Pune, one is in Mumbai. Azure is having almost four data centers. I think Google Cloud there is. This is the old image, sir. Okay, maybe Google Cloud is also placed its own data center in India. Maybe present. This is a little bit old slide. Okay, so wherever see you can see almost 60 plus regions Microsoft AWS are going to support their own data centers, sir. Throughout the global 60 plus regions means almost 60 plus countries we are having the own data centers. Azure is having their own data centers. AWS is having own data centers. Almost 60 plus regions where Microsoft AWS own their own data centers. So wherever you want, you can go and deploy the your own services, nearby services. Yep. Now, what is cloud computing? For simple definition, sir. Cloud computing is a delivering of on-demanding compute services from the applications to storage and processing the power, typically over the internet and on a pay-as-you-go basis. Okay, it's nothing but, sir, it's delivering on-demand compute services like servers, storage, network, and other services, applications, tools, other services over the internet. And one more advantage is pay-as-you-go model. Like a simple, for example, Ola, Uber. Everyone knows about Ola, Uber, right? So whenever you book your cab in Ola or Uber, you will pay only how much you are going to use, right? Same way, when you specially go to the cloud, whatever the services you are going to use, so since when and since so far how much you are going to use, you are going to pay only for that time. You no need to pay any other charges. Microsoft won't charge any other services, sir. Any other charges, sorry, any other extra charges. And the cloud computing enables the companies to consume their compute resources such as servers, storage, or an application as a utility like a water or electricity, rather than having a build and maintain the computing infrastructure. You don't want build the infrastructure, sir. You need to just pay your electricity bill, water bill. Like I told you, right? In entire apartments, you are having one flat. Only for your flat, you are going to pay your electricity bill, water bill, right? Like same. Microsoft is offering massive services. On that massive services, what services you are going to use? Okay, how much you are going to use that services? You are going to pay only for that, and also you will get the discounts, benefits. All that is also will Microsoft will provide, sir. That we are going to cover when you are discussing licensing part, Azure hybrid benefits when you specially go for licensing over the cloud, over the cloud. Like we discussed about on-premises, right? Like core basis, server plus cal basis, right? When you specially go for the cloud, there is a Azure hybrid benefit. Using Azure hybrid benefits, we can convert our licenses which you purchase in on-premises to the cloud as well. That is one of the major advantage Microsoft came up with. And the companies offering the compute services are called as a cloud providers. That's what I told you, right? Like internet providers, telecom providers, we are technically calling as a cloud providers, who is going to provide the cloud services over the internet, and we are going to pay for pay as you go model. Now, any questions so far? I think it's a simple basics, sir. I'm just walkthroughing. Okay.
No doubts.
Okay. Now, sir. Now you'll start the doubts. Okay. Now, when you specially go for deployment models, so majorly we are having three clouds, sir. Majorly we are having three clouds. One is private cloud, one is public cloud, one is hybrid cloud. For a time, just keep ahead community cloud. Let's focus on the private, public, and hybrid clouds, sir. Okay. Majorly when you are going to deploy your services, so we are having three deployment models. One is a private, one is public, one is hybrid. Okay, when you specially go for private, what is mean by private, sir? A private cloud is a single tenant environment, meaning organizations. So for example, take Infosys, take TCS, okay, take HSBC Bank. Okay, so your organization will go to your cloud providers and they will tell, hey, I want my own, I need to build my own infrastructure, it, connectivity, all the stuff. So a private cloud is a single tenant, one single tenant, or one organization. Only whatever the services, resources you are going to deploy, that services, resources only you can access. No one can access, sir. Like for example, uh, everyone who are already working in respect to their organization, sir. For example, you are going to open your organization portal where you need to fill your time sheets, where you need to see your pay slips, where you need to see your uh, feedbacks, all the stuff. Can you access this kind of application out of your organization network? Out of your organization network?
No,
No,
sir.
right? No. Only within your means once you connect to your organization network, only you can access all this kind of stuff, right? That's it. That is nothing but private, sir. That is nothing but private. So what you mean by private means only you are having control. No one can access your networks. No one. But there will be public as well, right? Whenever you open the Infosys www.infosys.com, where you can get the Infosys information, just information, sir, high level information, and where you can go for the contact, where you can apply the jobs, correct? Those are all in public. So what need to be private, what need to be public, who can decide, sir? Whenever you are going to deploy the application team, whenever you are going to deploy the databases, we will decide which need to be in private, which need to be in public. We will decide, sir. So all our private cloud means no one can access our services, our resources, our data, nothing, sir. It's one single tenant, only you can access. Private clouds is a data center setup managed by the organization, keeping the security concern. Okay, so with high level security, sir, private clouds are little bit expensive when you compare with the public clouds. Okay, when you compare with the public clouds, private clouds are little bit expensive because lots of firewalls, uh, trusted connections. Okay, massive firewalls, sir, massive firewalls, lots of securities. Okay, So little bit expensive when you compare with the public cloud. So private clouds can be expensive with the typically modern economic of the scale. This is usually not an option for the average small or medium sized business. So for example, you are starting your application. That application is, you no need to keep in the private, sir. Small, it's a small application, and it's in starting position. You no need to go for public. You can private. You can go for public clouds. Okay, that is little bit cheaper when you compare with the private cloud. So you need to go and talk to, and you may also wonder, you may also get one doubt, sir. When I go to the private cloud, can I get the physical VM? Yes, sir. You can get the physical VM as well. You can deploy physical VM on top of the clouds. On top of the cloud also, you can deploy the physical VM. Not only always virtual VMs, you can also deploy the physical VMs. Keep it in your mind. Okay. Private clouds are driven by the concern around the securities and complaints and keep the assets within the firewalls. Clear? Not clear? Your organizations are your organizations. They will go and they will talk to your cloud provider. We want this massive kind of infrastructure. Okay. We want this kind of firewalls. Our own firewalls are here. Your cloud is providing some firewalls. Apart from your cloud providing, you are also designing your own firewalls, securities, because this is your private cloud. You can design by your own, sir. No? Yes? Clear?
Yes, Subbu.
Yes.
Like when you go for public cloud, okay, these are all, sir. Service providers make the resources such as a storage available by in a general purpose over the internet. Best example is Google Drive, sir. Google Drive is your public cloud. Gmail is your public cloud.
Subbu,
Yeah. Yes.
uh, private cloud seems like on-prem.
Not on-prem, sir. Yeah, it's on-prem only. But you are not maintaining infrastructure. Who is going to maintain infrastructure? Your provider is going to maintain the infrastructure.
Okay.
Not on-prem. Okay. Yeah, it's almost near to on-prem only, but infrastructure you are not maintaining. Who is going to maintain infrastructure? Cloud
Service provider.
service providers. So public cloud, like for example, Gmail is your public cloud, Teams your public cloud, Zoom is your public cloud. Okay, whatever you are listening the music, okay, like YouTube, Twitter, all these are the public clouds only, right? Agree, not agree? So whenever, best examples are Google Drive. Very best example, Google Drive is your public cloud. You are going to store almost how much is it? 15 GB, right? 15 GB of data you can store in the Google Cloud. And if you wanted to store more also, you need to go and purchase. Then you will get the little bit more space, and you can store your data. Like a service providers make your resources such as application like Teams, Zoom, YouTube, Twitter. All these are the public cloud applications. These are all applications which are will be Gmail, which is available in the public, and storage like Google Drive. Okay, Google Drive. Best example is Google Drive, sir, where you can keep your data in the cloud. Those are all in the clouds only, right? And even YouTube also, you are going to upload your videos. You in the YouTube, you are going to upload the videos. Okay, all our sessions are in the YouTube only, right? Those are also public cloud only. So public clouds, all are the public clouds. Public clouds will provide the best economic scales or the inexpensive to set up the, because hardware, storage, applications, bandwidth cost will be covered by the your providers. So you are going to pay any amount for Gmail, Google Drive. You are going to store 15 GB, right? And you are going to create n number of Gmails. Are you going to pay anything? No, your provider will pay, sir, for you. Okay, no waste of resource because you pay for what you are using. So what you are going to use, you will pay only for that one. Otherwise, you never pay anything, sir. Best example. These are all the best example public cloud to understand. Now you will get one doubt. Okay, Subbu, whenever I'm opening the Gmail, whenever I'm opening the my Facebook or Amazon or Flipkart, I am trying to provide my username, password, my mobile number, and my address, okay, my Aadhaar, my PAN, something you are providing, right? So where that is storing, that will be stored in the private, sir. That's technically you should call it as a hybrid clouds. Your application is hosted in the public. Your applications will be hosted in the public, but your data will be in the private. No worries, sir. Data is secured. Whatever, no worries. Your data are securing. Your data will be in the private. Your application only in the public. Technically speaking, hybrid clouds, sir. Hybrid clouds. Your applications, whatever you are accessing, all your applications are in the public. Sir, whatever the applications you are accessing is a public, sir. In a simple lay terms, is a public. But whatever the details you are providing on that application, those are in the private. So technically speaking, hybrid clouds. So a cloud provider's environment which use the mixture of on-premises kind of means, sir, on-premises, like don't think that on-premises nothing but private, private, sir, private. Okay, they can keep their data in the on-premises. They can keep the data in the private cloud. Also, they will keep their application in the public sector so that they can get the revenue, right? All the stuff, right? If so, if no one is using, how they can get the revenue, sir? If no one is using, how they can get? They need to keep their applications to the public. Okay, they need to enhance. They will enhance the applications, making smoother, smoother, smoother always, so that everyone can use. And they will, whenever they are launching the application, also they will launch with the best uh, discounts, offers. Correct? Like for example, you take the Cred app. Okay, now we are having phone pay, we are having Paytm, we are having Amazon Pay, like Cred. But Cred is little bit giving little bit best offers, right? Whenever you are paying, you are getting some amount credit back, and that amount you can use only when you are paying the your credit card bills. So they are improving their customers by giving some kind of offer, some kind of benefits, some kind of vouchers. Okay, but initially even phone pay also done same thing. Initially your Paytm is also same thing, but being the customers are started using, okay, now they stopped everything. So whatever applications you are accessing, those are in public, sir. Whatever your data, like when you go for Paytm, you will link all your bank accounts. Okay, you will link your pins, where the data is storing in the private clouds. That can be on premises, that can be private cloud. So that is a mixture. That technically you should call it as a hybrid clouds. Clear? Not clear? Yes, sir. No.
Yes,
Yes. No.
yes, sir.
Understand? Not understand. Sorry. Okay. 1 second. Let me know once everyone able to hear the voice. Okay. Everyone able to hear?
Yes, sir. You can hear.
There are three types of clouds, as I told you. One is private, one is public, one is hybrid. Private is nothing but maintained by the single tenant. Public, you already know whatever we are accessing is the public. And hybrid is nothing but your data will be in the private, your applications will be in the public. Yeah, simple, sir. Very simple. All your clouds are nothing but a data center, a massive, big, giant data centers.
Subbu, we can't hear your voice.
You're not able to hear the video voice?
Yes,
No.
Subbu, we can't.
Oh, you're not able to hear?
No, Subbu, we can't.
Oh, then you told yes.
Your voice is audible, but video voice is not audible.
Oh. Now?
No, Subbu.
No, Subbu.
Hey, come on, yeah. Why? Now?
No voice.
No.
No.
Oh. Mm, Why? Now? No?
No, Subbu.
Oh, shit. Okay, I will share separately, sir. That video is explaining, okay? Apart from nothing. Like, let me explain you, otherwise I will play and explain. Okay, no problem. I will share that later. Now, okay, so we know that, okay, we are having three major cloud providers. One is the private, one is public, one is hybrid. Okay, now out of the box also we are having, sir. So if you like community cloud, okay. So just now we told you, right? So there is a community cloud as well. Means uh, you know about even when you are going to purchase the flat, or if you are choosing your apartment, okay, there will be community where okay, multiple will people will come together and they will discuss something, right? General, right? Like same here also, multiple organization will come together and they will build their applications or something, and they will go into the market. Like for example, for simple, like a broker, sir. Okay, stock market. Best example is a stock market, community cloud. So they will multiple organization will come together and they will design something and they will go into the market and they will sell, okay, so that each one can earn their own profits. Okay, that is also like technically we are speaking as a community cloud. Apart from this, apart from this, like technically speaking, like one more deployment model is green cloud. Green cloud. Okay, so in a technical terms, green means, okay, the place will be healthy. Okay, you will see the whenever you see the roads are clean, the area is clean. Okay, and you the people who are available in that place, they won't do any wastage kind of thing, right? Like same green clouds are nothing but, okay, there won't be no wastage in the resources. There won't be no wastage in the, sir, again, it's Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, only three providers are again. Okay. So we are keeping different names. We are keeping a different names. Green clouds, technically we are calling as a green clouds because whatever the servers, whatever the applications, whatever you are here, hosting here, there should be no wastage of your resources, wastage of your storage, network, or anything, sir. No wastage. All should be in a healthy manner. So technically, some people will call it as a green cloud. Don't think that, okay, what is green cloud? Okay, the naming will be green cloud, sir. Again, who is your provider? You are going to deploy the services like same as traditional only, but they are keeping a name called green cloud. Means whatever the applications are going to part of that uh, resources should be in a no wastage kind of thing, sir. In a no wastage of kind of thing. So technically, some people will call it as a green clouds. Technically, some people will call it as a green cloud. Some what? Sorry, 1 second. What? You were able to see my screen, right? Yes,
Yes.
no?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that is the one thing, sir. Green clouds. Okay. Green clouds. Okay. Like a healthy kind of environment where they are going to build. And government clouds. Okay. Whatever the government related application like PAN card, Aadhaar card, passport, all the stuff, government related stuff, they will place in the government cloud a little bit more expensive than private clouds are. When you compare with the private cloud, government clouds are a little bit expensive because massive firewalls, massive securities. Okay, because that data should not go out of their region. So it is little bit expensive. Government clouds are all your government related data will be stored in the government clouds. Okay, green clouds and quantum quantum clouds quantum clouds maybe going forward in future, maybe not now sir, maybe in going forward you will see the quantum clouds as well, like massive quantum servers are massive kind of servers server like petabytes of data of servers. You will see quantum clouds sir, means massive kind of storage, especially whoever whatever the application they want to focus morely on the storage kind of, then they will go for the quantum cloud because they will get the massive kind of storages. Okay, so these are all the deployment models are mostly, this is for just your knowledge purpose. Mostly there are three clouds are private, public, hybrid. Okay, the community cloud, green cloud, government cloud, quantum cloud. This is just for your understanding purpose, but we are having only three clouds. One is private, public, hybrid. Out of this, your applications will be fitting, your data will be fitting, your servers, services, networks, everything will be fitting any one of these cloud providers only, sir. Sorry, deployment models. Clear? No? Yes? Everyone?
Yes, Subha.
Subbu, deployment means meaning actual meaning, Subbu.
Deploying
Deployment
the services, sir. Sir, sir, you are installing SQL Server. Means you are deploying SQL Server, right?
means installing, Subbu. So deployment means
But deployments, that's only, sir. You are creating the server, you are spinning the VM, you are creating the networks, you are creating the storage, you are creating the databases. Deploy. Technically, we'll call it as a deploy, right?
okay. Thank you, Subbu.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one thing, sir. Now, one more is service models. So this is one of our one more question we are having, service models. So technically, when you go for on-premises, sir, if you start with on-premises, so applications, data, runtime, middleware, OS, virtualization, servers, storage, network, everything will be maintained by us because this is on-premises, right? Okay, everything we are going to maintain. Everything we are going to maintain, especially when you go for on-premises. All this is under our control only. But especially when you go for cloud, especially when you go for cloud, so when you especially go for IaaS, infrastructure as a service, when you go for infrastructure as a service, network, storage, servers, virtual agents will be maintained by Microsoft. So it means your cloud provider. Either it can be Azure, it can be AWS, it can be Google Cloud, it can be Alibaba Cloud. Okay. So your cloud provider will maintain the networks, your cloud provider will maintain the storage, your cloud provider will maintain the servers, cloud provider will maintain the virtualization. You no need to do anything, sir. So what you need to do, what operating system we need to build. On top of that operating system, what application I need to run, what kind of data I need to store. That is our headache, sir. On top of that, we are deciding. But servers are maintained by your cloud provider, storage is maintained by your cloud provider, networks are maintained by your cloud provider, virtualization is maintained by your cloud provider. If something happens, so your cloud provider need to responsible. Infrastructure level. Infrastructure level, your cloud provider is maintaining. So when you specially go for IaaS, servers, storage, networks, Virtualizations will be maintained by your cloud provider. Operating system, middleware, runtime, data, application will be maintained by us, sir, basically. So like once you build the server, I need to store our SQL, I need to install our PostgreSQL, I need to install Oracle, I need to install Java, .NET, PHP, whatever you want, sir. Later on, you need to decide. But server is going to maintain by Microsoft, like cloud provider. Storage is also going to maintain by your cloud provider. Virtualizations networks will be completely maintained by your cloud providers when you especially go for IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Like majorly three, sir. Okay, one is storage, network, and servers, storage, and networks. These are the major three services which will comes under infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. I will let you know, sir, names. Okay, hold on. Now, when you go for PaaS, platform as a service, okay, network, storage, servers, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime, everything will be taken care by your cloud provider. Only you need to focus on your data and application. Only you need to focus on your data, like PaaS. So in when you specially go, sir, PaaS platform. Okay, let me give you like this so that you can understand. Let me bring here, sir. Okay, so when you specially go for IaaS, okay, infrastructure as a service in Azure, sir. So we are having, technically speaking, we are having Azure VMs, virtual machines, Azure networks, VNets, virtual networks, okay, Azure storage account, SA storage account. This these are the major three services will comes into the IaaS platform, infrastructure as a service. One is server, one is network, one is storage. This three is going to maintain by your cloud providers, sir. You no need to worry, but you can go and use the VMs, you can go and use the networks, you can go and use the storage account. But who is maintaining, sir? Who is maintaining? Your cloud provider is maintaining. Like if you go for AWS, okay, EC2, EC2. So in Azure, you are calling it a virtual machine. In AWS, we will call it as a EC2 instance. This is a server, sir. It's a server. VPC. Yeah, VPC. Yeah, VPC. In Azure, in AWS, you will call it as a VPC. In Azure, you will call it as a virtual networks. VPC is nothing but network only, sir. Networks. Network. And S3. In Azure, you are calling it a storage account. In AWS, we will call it as S3 buckets. S3 buckets, sir. In AWS, you will call it as S3 buckets. In Azure, you will call it as a storage account. Okay, so these are the major, like storage. You can also add as a disk, sir. Disk. Here also you can add disk. That's it. So when you specially go for IaaS, infrastructure as a service, these are our major services, sir. Storage, network, servers. But the naming will be different, but underlying the concept is almost similar only, sir. Underlying concept is similar, but the naming will be little bit different. Naming will be little bit different. The underlying concept is little bit different, but the concept is same. When you are deploying, you won't feel that, okay, I'm doing different thing. The naming will be different. In AWS, you'll call it as a EC2 instance. In Azure, you'll call it as a virtual machine. In AWS, you'll call it as the VPC. In Azure, you will call it as a virtual networks. In Google Cloud, also same, sir. In Google Cloud, you will call it as a storage, network, VMs. In GCP is also same names. So these three major services will falls under IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Now, when you go for PaaS, platform, okay, when you go for PaaS, you will call it as a SQL database, okay, MI, managed instance, okay, PostgreSQL, okay, MySQL, MongoDB, all the stuff, sir. PaaS will comes into the MySQL, okay, Azure Active Directory, Okay, Azure Active Directory is a PaaS service. Okay, Azure ADF, synonyms, everything will most of the services will comes under PaaS services only, sir. Most of the services will comes into PaaS services basically. In like AWS, if you go for RDS instance, RDS relational database service. Okay, so under RDS you can deploy SQL, MySQL, PostgreSQL, all the stuff in with one shot. But in Azure we are having different services. This is one service. 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 Okay, like logic apps, logic functions, Azure synonyms. All this will comes under PaaS service. You don't have any control on the operating system. Sir, what do you mean by PaaS? Means you don't have any control on the operating system. That's it, sir. Very simple understanding. You don't have any control on operating system. You will deploy Azure SQL database. You will access the Azure SQL database. You will load the data in Azure SQL database. That's it. But you can't connect to the infrastructure. What do you mean by infrastructure? Like server. You can't connect to the server, sir. There is no concept called server. That is a logical server, not a physical server. Okay. So PaaS is nothing but you don't have any control on the infrastructure. Operating system. In a simple lay terms to understand, you don't have control on the operating system. You don't know this Azure SQL database in which platform it is loaded. Either in Linux platform, either in Windows platform, either it is in cluster platform, either in always on platform, either it is in fitting in containers. You don't know, sir, basically, because you can't access the infrastructure. So PaaS is nothing but you don't have any control on the operating system. Like a simple, sir, for your simple concept, if you book a hotel, if you go to the hotel, if you book a hotel for one day, you go to the hotel. So when you go to the hotel, they will keep some snacks for complimentary. Okay, for complimentary, right? You can use the fan, you can use the AC, you can use the TV, you can use the Wi-Fi, you can use it. But you have any control on the operating system? Uh, Control on the building, sir? Control on that hotel? No, right? Yes or no? Agree?
Yes,
Hotel,
Subbu.
sir. Best a simple example, sir. PaaS platform means you don't have any control on the operating system. Okay, so you can deploy the service, you can use the service, but you don't have any control on the operating system when you specially go for PaaS platform. And finally, there is a SaaS. Mostly we won't focus this one, sir, for it as a DBS. Okay, SaaS. Everything will be controlled by your cloud provider. Everything will be controlled by your provider. Like a best example for SaaS is in AWS, sir. In AWS, like Lambda, there is a service called Lambda. Lambda. Okay, there is a service called Lambda. Okay, so for example, for your understanding, sir, you design one Python code and you don't have a computer to test it. You don't have software to test it. Okay, you don't have software. You don't know how to install the software, but you design one Python code and you wanted to test it. You design one code and you wanted to test it. Okay, that time you can copy that script and you can paste it in the Lambda. This Lambda will test for you. See, means you don't want any application. What do you mean by that, Subbu? Means you no need any application. Okay, you no need any application, data, runtime, middleware, nothing, sir. Everything will be taken care by your cloud provider. Everything will be taken by cloud provider. Like Salesforce. Anyone knows about Salesforce? Salesforce is a SaaS platform. Salesforce is one of the best SaaS platform. Lambda is the one of the best SaaS platform. So you no need to have any controls, or everything will be taken away. You need to just whatever the code you are going to deploy, just go and deploy the code. It will test for you. So SaaS platform, everything will be mostly we won't use, sir, as a DBS. Forget about SaaS. As a DBS, we will worry about infrastructure as a service. As a DBA, we will worry about the platform as a service. But DevOps engineers, there they will focus about Lambda. They will use the Lambda, sorry, in AWS for Terraform, for automation kind of. Clear? Not clear? Everyone know? Yes?
Yes, Subbu.
No, sir. Yeah.
Subbu here, middleware runtime. What is middleware?
Middleware, sir. Sir, you know about when you go to the ATM machine. Okay, your ATM machine is running with the mainframes. Mostly ATM machines are running with the mainframes AS400. Mainframes and AS400 are the black screens are basically. But when you go to the ATM machine, anywhere you will see the back screen. You
Sorry,
don't
sir.
know, right? No, sorry.
I
When
didn't
you
understand.
when you go to the ATM machine is running with the mainframes and AS400, sir. Most of the ATM machines will run. All the mainframes AS400 are black screen. Black screen. But when you
Yeah.
go to the ATM machine, what you are seeing, sir, color screen only, right?
Yes, yes.
How, sir? There are integrations, middleware tools like I forget the tool name. WebSphere, yeah, WebSphere. I think there is a middleware tool, sir, to integrate two different technologies. If you wanted to integrate two different technologies, they will use the middleware tools so that they will integrate these two tools to
Okay.
work as a together. Not for us, sir. Basically, we are not worrying about all that stuff.
Okay.
But your application teams, your developers, they will take care of all the stuff. So AWS Lambda, Salesforce, the best SaaS platform. Salesforce, the best SaaS platform, basically. Okay, apart from this, what else, Subbu, is there? IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. These are the main, sir, again. Okay, now you can also call it as a DB as a service, database as a service. Whatever the services are belong to database, all will comes as a database as a service, sir. Correct? These are all the databases, right? PostgreSQL, MySQL, MariaDB, MongoDB, SQL Server, MI, all are the databases only, right? You can also call it as a database as a service, right? Technically? No? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. Naming whatever you can, sir. That's not a biggest challenge. But keep it in the mind. PaaS is nothing but you don't have any control on the operating system. That's it. A SaaS means nothing control. Everything will be controlled by your cloud providers. DB as a service, database as a service, sir. Next, DR as a service. Okay. Data recovery as a service, not disaster recovery as a service, sir. Please don't get confused, okay? Don't tell to your interviewer, sir. This is just for your knowledge purpose, okay? I'm just sharing. DR as a service, data recovery as a service, sir. There is a service called Recovery Vault. Recovery Vault. It is a little bit expensive, sir, but I will try to uh, bring the service at least for once because nowadays we are going to take the backups using Azure Recovery Vault. Nowadays, we are trying to back up our SQL databases using Azure Recovery Vault. Little expensive service, sir. This is very expensive service. Don't play, sir. It's a little bit expensive service. Okay, DR as a service, data recovery as a service, sir. Okay, Recovery Vault. Okay, so Recovery Vault is the best service which will falls under data recovery as a service. And IaaC, infrastructure as a code, like Python. Okay, Python. Sorry, 1 second, sir. Okay, like Python or language. Okay, Java, all this like C. C++, all will comes as a code, right? Infrastructure as a code, right? Uh, again, sir, we can, if you wanted to decide to call it different, you can call like this, sir. Again, we have only three only, IaaS, PaaS, SaaS only. But some people also will call it as infrastructure as a code. Okay, infrastructure as a code like Python, R language, Java. Okay, not Java, sorry, Java, C++ will all will come as a infrastructure as a code. Data recovery as a service, database as a service, and next is XaaS. Okay, anything as a service, sir. Now, simple. I don't want to make more confused. Anything as a service. XaaS is nothing but anything is a service, sir. Okay, everything whatever your providers are providing is a service only. So technically speaking, anything as a service. So these are all the different service models are available, but majorly three only, sir: infrastructure as a service, PaaS as a service, SaaS as a service. In addition to that, I just added database as a service, data recovery as a service, infrastructure as a code, and XaaS, anything as a service. Clear, everyone? No? Yes?
So, sir, here PaaS and database as a service both are same or different little bit?
Sir, again, there is nothing called database as a service. We are calling as a database service. That's it. You
But
are
it is
calling. You are calling. That's it. Okay, I am calling because I am a database engineer. When I am deploying my SQL database, I am calling as a database as a service. That's it.
But this comes under PaaS only, right?
Sir, again, we are having only three. Don't get confused.
Okay,
We are
sir.
having only three.
Okay.
Only three. I told you, right? Even private, public, hybrid. We are having
Yes.
only three. But you are calling as a green cloud, government cloud, quantum cloud, community cloud. We are having only three cloud providers: private, public, hybrid. But you are keeping some names for your understanding, for your sake purpose. Like same here also, you are keeping some names for your understanding. Getting? Not getting?
Yes, sir. But we are keeping some database as a service. We are giving some name, but on which platform we are giving that name? Like this SQL
Come on,
database
sir.
comes under PaaS, right?
Wait. Come on, sir. I already told you clearly. Azure SQL Database, MI, PostGreSQL, MySQL, Azure Active Directory, Azure ADF, Azure Synonyms, Azure Logic Apps, Logic Functions. Okay, all will comes under PaaS only because they don't have any infrastructure. You don't have any infrastructure to access. Now we are keeping a name. We are keeping a name, not a cloud provider. We are keeping a name called databases service because we are calling as a databases.
Okay, sir. Got it.
That's your name, sir. That's it. Your name. You are keeping a name like data recovery as a service, infrastructure as a code, like XaaS, anything as a service. Everything is a service now. If you go for XaaS, there is no concept called IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, right?
Yes.
Agree or not agree? Anything is a service. Everything is a service. Forget about now. Everything is a service. Azure is providing anything as a service. AWS is also providing anything as a service. Basically, we are having three cloud providers: are infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. When you especially go for software as a service, best example Salesforce, Lotus, IBM. Lotus is also SaaS only. Lambda is a SaaS. Okay, when you go for PaaS, all will come. Most of the services will come as a PaaS only. IaaS only with three services: VM, network, storage. That's it. Our focus will be two only, sir. We don't need to worry about this one because you are not a developer, you are not a DevOps team, you are not a application support. No worries about SaaS. You need to worry about IaaS, you need to worry about PaaS. That we are going to cover, sir. And the final your understanding is okay. Easy, sir. Traditional and cloud computing. If you understand this one, it's easy. What is on premises, sir? Buying a car is on premises. Okay, money upfront. You can decide. You can get minimum 4 to 5 lakhs. You can get it a car. Even 1 lakh also. Nano car. Tata Nano is a 1 lakh only. 1 lakh or 2 lakh. Okay, money is upfront. You can decide what car you wanted to purchase. Okay, you need to pay road tax. Okay, you are the ownership. You need to maintain the cost, maintenance cost you need to bear, insurance cost you need to bear. Okay, for example, you don't know that you purchase the car, but you don't know the driving. You need to recruit the driver. You need to pay for him. Okay, fuel cost, repair, everything you need to take in care, sir. Is nothing but on premises. Buying a car is the best example for on premises. Everything you need to take in care. But what is cloud? Okay, rental car like Ola, Uber. Okay, money as per usage. Okay, how much you are using, you will pay only for the no other charges. What do you mean by other charges, sir? Road tax. Will you pay road tax for Ola, Uber? You will pay maintenance. You will pay insurance cost to the Ola, Uber. You will pay driver cost, fuel cost, repair cost. No, no other charges, sir. Okay, price is also little bit affordable prices, and you can upgrade your car as well, right? Okay, even when you are booking the Ola, Uber, there are multiple different varieties of options are there, right? And you can go for dedicated car. There is one more advantage. You can go for the shared cars also, right? The price will be little bit low. Buying a car is nothing but on premises. Taking a rental is nothing but cloud. Clear? Not clear?
Yes.
Questions? No questions?
Subbu, can you explain about the high availability about the because something goes wrong with the data center or any specific application, how can we recover in the other areas or something like that?
Anyhow, we'll discuss all the stuff. We'll deploy.
Okay.
Questions?
Subbu, one more thing. So suppose if we can implement one application in one region, the other application in other region, can we do like that?
Yes, sir.
We can, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so
No, all that's
the
what. Once we start deploying the clusters, DRs, you will get to know, sir. I just walk through only what is there. Okay, when we start discussing one by one, right? Then you will get to know all the stuff.
okay, so
Yeah. So anyhow, we are going to show you practically only. Everything will be showing you practically. This just technical overview, sir. Yeah. Questions? No questions? All questions? Oh, wait, wait. Yeah. Ask a question, sir. That's it for today. We are not discussing anything more. Okay. Let me. No questions. Let me stop the recording first. Okay.